Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Alawakwadash, Taba honor unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter. What was that? Oh. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 1, titled Laws About Skin Plagues. Right. Verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, When a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising. Now, rising just means a little bump, you know. This is the skin, and then a little bump comes up in it, you know. A scab, or a bright spot. You know what a scab is? A scab is something that then, comes after a sore. Like, for example, this, which is also a bump in the skin. You know, or a dent. A scab could be a dent also. You know, when you fall from your bike or something like that, right? This is some nasty shit, by the way. Sorry. Right, going on. Or a bright spot. You have bright spots in the skin, which are basically a little small leprosy spots and stuff like that. And of course, they're gonna use cracker people, but yeah. You know, there's like a cow, some Dutch cows. A lot of Dutch cows have, these type of spots and stuff like that, which are a lot of blemish, if I'm correct. Yeah, these are blemishes. You know, spots, uneven spots and stuff like that. This is a good cow with no blemish. And this is also a cow that has no blemish. This has blemish. Yeah, this has a little bit blemish. The little white spots and stuff like that are blemish. I think this is a cow without. Let me just go on. Right now it says, and it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy. Right, which is those white spots what I just showed. Then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priests. And the priest shall look unto the plague. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of his flesh. And when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague inside be deeper than the skin of his flesh, so it comes from within his flesh, deeper in the skin, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Now it says, when you look upon the plague and the hair of the spot is turned white, that's like this. Wait, sorry. Where is it actually? This. New. Huh? Oh, here. Right. If the priest was to see this, you know, the place is turning, the hair is turning white. Right, like some, some raw flesh looking like thing. And here's the same thing, but the hair is not actually turning white. Maybe a little bit here actually, but let me just use this. Yeah, and the hair is turning white, right? And the priest shall pronounce him unclean. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and inside be not deeper than the skin, so if it's on the surface, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut him up that had the plague 7 days. So if his hair is, if it's like this, but his hair is still black, like this for example, then the priest is going to shut this person up for 7 days. Not like this, because here the hair is white. Then they would pronounce him unclean right then and there. But if it's like this, then they're gonna be looking at him for 7. They're gonna be waiting for 7 days. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in sight be at a stay, meaning if it's the same, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. So that's 14 days. And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab. And he shall wash his clothes and be clean. Right, because if you have a scab, where did I put it? Did I click it? I clicked it away. If you have a scab, I'll get to all these pictures, by the way. Let me not spoil it. Right, if you have a scab, when the brown-skinned people have a so-called scab, wait. See, I can't find it. That's why I have to use these devils, because I was looking for it. Like, oh, look here. Right, you have scabs, and then his skin turned white, right? But this is his scab, and after a while, once this is actually kind of done, it will actually turn the same color as his skin again, because these are chicken pox, and chicken pox leave kind of holes in your body. Well, it depends on how strong the chicken pox were, so-called chicken pox, but it's gonna go kind of deep, and it's gonna leave a kind of dent. Let's say your body's like this, then when the chicken pox come and then it goes away, then it's gonna leave a little dent like this, a little inward bump, because chicken pox actually starts off with an upward bump, and then filled with so-called water and stuff like that, pus, and most of the time actually water. And then when it leaves actually a kind of crater, like a little hole or something. And then that hole gets filled up, because you can see he has little holes, look like somebody digged it with his nails or something like that. But they are white, right? So if it looks like this, now it says, and the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, meaning a wound, right? And he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he had been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. If the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy, right? So if it starts spreading, then basically it's leprosy. If it goes worse than what I just showed you, right? Yeah, I have to show these graphic ass pictures. Yeah, I'm looking if I find something. Here you have bumps on the skin too, but I'll use this for another verse. Now it says, verse 9, when the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. Oh yeah, by the way, here. Verse 10, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, just like how I showed you, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, right? And that's something like this. I have a picture of it somewhere. Wait. Yeah, here. Right. It looks like something that a sick dog has, but as you can see, it looks like raw flesh. Like it's something fucked up happening right over there. Like something, it just looks fucked up, man. It just looks like she has been under attack or something, man. Like some, how you call that thing? It looks like a wound. It looks like, raw flesh, and it looks like, she's been attacked with acid or something like that. But this is not acid. This is what they call vitiligo, which is leprosy. Okay, vitiligo is leprosy. That's leprosy. So this one is double leper. She has clean leprosy, and she is clean that had the plague leprosy, with the dirty cow spots leprosy. She's a two-time leper. Okay. Right, and here you have one again. The leprosy again. This is a dirty leper, by the way. And yeah, this is fucked up. This is a fucking abomination. That's what it is. I'll get to that later. But yeah. Where is it? Yeah, you have that so-called vitiligo. Okay, this, right? Now check this out. And there be quick raw flesh in the rising. It is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh. And the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean, right? So they don't need to be shut up. If you have a person like this, you don't need this. You don't need to put that person separate, because this person is just, you done. Because the reason to shut him up 7 days is maybe it will come back to its normal color, but no, that's not happening. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that had the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, right? That means a full leprosy from head to toe. Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. So it says that you shall be pronounced clean that had the plague. So don't get it twisted. You still have the plague, but you're basically a clean leper. And a clean leper is this. Where's that girl? Right, this. This is a clean leper. Now her name is Darcel de Vlucht, which is a Dutch word, by the way. Vlucht means flight. The flight. The flight. It probably was a bunch of runaway slaves. I don't know, but it does spell that. The flight. Like fleeing. That's what it means. It's Dutch, by the way. And here you can see this female. And you can hear her talk too. And she talked, she talks like that. I don't know if I'm going to get copyright, so I'm just leave it at that. She just talk like Barbados people or something like that. When you hear her speak, you'd be like, huh? Right. She speaks like that. And this is her when she was young. Of course. And this is all public access. She could just get these pictures normally. Her name is Darcel de Vlucht. Darcella or something like that. Right, so it says here that, it shows here that this is how she looked. Now, this is raw flesh, which is fucked up. It's just messed up, right? And then after a while, as she got older, she basically turned into a Milky Way. Yeah? She turned into a clean leper. This is one that is clean that had the plague. Here, You just shut her up for 7. You just leave her. Fuck it. She gone. It's not even shutting her up 7 days, because this here is exactly basically what the coolie female has, like this here. This thing over here. This is raw flesh, like some real fucked up looking raw flesh. It's just terrible. Right. And then going back to over. Where is she? Here. Here? Yeah, here. Sorry. Right, and yeah, basically this is a clean leper. Right. She doesn't have those cow spots no more, which I just showed you how the cows in Holland look. Right. And then going on. Now it says, and they'll be thinking about that's Esau, because Esau is a totally different thing. He's a leper. Okay, right. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. So it says here, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. So you have the plague, but you have a clean leper. It is all turned white. He is clean. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. Right, so this would be a clean leper, a clean that had the plague, right? So the person has the plague, but she is clean that had, well, in this case it's a woman, Israelite by the way, clean that had the plague, right? But if he or she was to look like this, yeah, well, I could use this, but like this, man, you messed up, man, because you know, it turns your skin into like raw flesh and stuff like that. So if she had that flesh over there, which I just showed you from this female, right, Darcel, if you would look at her like this, you would think it was normal. She looked like one of them Latin tribes and stuff like that. Pale as hell, but yeah, she looks kind of fucking dead, but hey, it is a clean leper. And where should I? Which one should I use? This one, yeah, right. But if it's like this one, like the raw flesh, right? If it looks like this one, you know, the raw flesh one, then it's unclean again. So if she looks, if the person looks like you know, her, but then with the raw flesh looking thing, like for example this, that's not good, man. That's not good. You know, he shall be unclean. Right, going on. Now it says, verse 15, and the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean. It is a leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turn again, and be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. Yes, you're clean that had the plague. He is clean. So she's clean that had the plague. She's clean. Plus her hair is black. She did dye her hair here Bordeaux, which is another form of red, but her actual real hair is black, because I saw her hair too in the interview. I thought it was a real pale looking you know, Latin chick, you know, but it isn't. When I saw her hair, then I was like, yo, there's something wrong with you. It's a white motherfucker. ghost? Here I thought so. Okay, something wrong with you. Not that I was thinking like here is nothing wrong with you, because I was like, you kind of white, having an accent like that, being white like a motherfucker. Is that your mother? Damn. The hell you look like that? Shit don't look right, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, going on. Look like a ghost. So yeah, going on. Now it says, verse 16, or if the raw flesh turn again, and be changed unto white, he shall come unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. He is clean. The flesh also in which, even in the skin thereof, was a boil, and is healed. That's this. That's this. That boil. Wait. Let me show you what the boil is. Wait, here. Basically like this, you know, some shit. Like this or whatever. I think this is photoshopped. Yeah, this is photoshopped. But this is real. Right. If it be like that. But then, you know, this is a disgusting stuff, but yeah, I gotta do it. Right, like this, for example. Excuse me. Right. Right, like this. And in the place of the boil, there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white, and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. Right, so this is a white spot and somewhat reddish if you look at it. Okay, here comes Esau. Okay, check this out. Because Esau has this type of skin, the white reddish flesh type skin. That's where Esau comes in. The reddish type skin and stuff like that. The fuck? Okay, cool. Right. Right, okay, this is the reddish type skin, which the scripture says, right? Let me see what she done here. She made her skin look less red. No makeup for ruddy. This is not ruddy, okay? The word ruddy, because it says makeup for ruddy skin tone. That's not ruddy. Because if you type in ruddy skin, then you get their skin, right? They show you that. Kind of show you this too. But then if you type in ruddy cat, you get this. Or ruddy cow, which is brown, by the way, which is also brown. This is like ruddy right here, but I saw something here, ruddy dark. This is ruddy. Ruddy is brown, man. It can't be, one word can't be different colors, man. It's bullshit. The word ruddy goes into the word healthy complexion. And having red skin is not healthy. You look sick. Look at this shit. This looks sick. It doesn't look healthy. It looks like you want something. Right? dark shiny skin. This is ruddy, right? This is ruddy. It's a dark. It's basically a healthy skin complexion. That's scare. Healthy, minus the bullshit in her face. You know, they're always trying to have red cheeks on. If you notice that, always the white chick models, they don't really do that red cheek nonsense. You know, they're just doing themselves, and then they're done. But yeah, this is a healthy complexion. She looks healthy. Right, going on. Now, here. So it says, and in the place of the boil, there be a white, wait. And in the place of the boil, there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white, or somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest, like the female I just showed you, like this. If you have an Israelite looking like this. Nowadays you have confusion of faces, so an Israelite might look like this. If her forefather was a Jake on her father's side, but he kept on fucking around with so-called white females, and then, you know, eventually maybe the third, fourth, sixth generation on down, he might have kids, great grandkids looking like this. Hey, you got leprosy, but you still have the soul of an Israelite, so there is still a chance that you might be saved. You know, so yeah, and then you will go back to looking like how you looked before all that so-called mixing, right? So just to get that out the way. Now it says, verse 20. And if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. Right. So, if sorry, where's the one? If you have it like this, and this the thing break out, and you start having white hairs and stuff like that. Let me get that female. Right, and you start having white hairs like this over here, and it looks like this, like reddish. And it's just disgusting. You unclean, man. Right. So read it again. Right. It's that was boil, by the way. This is boil. The skin like that. Let me get it here. It's gonna show it better. 20. Hebrews 7:8-22. Boil, inflamed spot, eruption, inflammation of man, leprosy of man and beast. So that's basically what it is. What it is. Inflamed spot on the skin. Right, it's like this. You know, there's inflammation and stuff like that. That's when you're fucking nasty and then get this under your tits. For example, this, but then like this. Here, right, which is this. Going on. Now it says, but if the priests look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, So, for example, if this is the skin, and then it'd be, a little lower or something like that, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. The reason why you would shut up 7 days is maybe after the 7 days it would be healed, and the seven is completion. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague, right? Because only a plague goes around and spreads around. Verse 23. Wait, let me make another video part.